Hello, children. My name is Caleb Mason, and I'll be reading How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. Let's begin. Every who down in Whoville liked the Christmas pie.
Could this be a mountain, he wondered? I think I've always wanted.
But the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why, no one quite knows the reason. It could be that his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. But I think the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm-lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down Whoville beneath was busy now, hanging a mistletoe wreath. And they're hanging their stockings, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas, it's practically here. Then he growled with his grin fingers nervously drummed. I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming, for tomorrow he knew. All the Who girls and Who boys would wake bright and early. They'd rush for their toys, and then, oh the noise, 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 noise. That's one thing he hated, the noise, 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 noise.
Somebody must be hiding away and barking and poop.
And then the Who's, young and old, would sit down to feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, feast. They'd feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beef, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least.
Hello, he said. How did you get upstairs? The watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm. Get out of here.
And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Who down Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing, and stand hand in hand, and the Who's would start singing, and they'd sing, and they'd sing, and they'd sing. The more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years, I've put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how?
And you're going to be my very own bear. Last night I told you what I saved in my piggy bank, and my mother lied. It was very different. So I put him in a box.
Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do. The Grinch laughed in his throat, and he made a Santa Claus hat and a coat, and he chuckled and clucked. What a great Grinchy trick! With this coat and this hat, I look just like St. Nick. All he needed is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there's none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No, the Grinch simply said. If I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Matt, then he took some red thread and he tied a big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags on an old empty sack on a ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched up old Matt. And the Grinch said giddy up, and the sleigh started down toward the home where the Who's in their town. All their windows were dark, quite snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming without care. When he came to the first little house in the square, they stopped number 1, the old Grinchy closet, as he climbed to the roof and took back in his wrist. And he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pin, but if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once, for a moment or two, and then he stuck his head out the fireplace where the little stockings all hung in a row. These stockings, he grinned, are the first things to go. Then he slithered and slunk, with a smile most unpleasant, around the whole room, and he took every present, pop guns and bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn, and plums. And he stuffed them in bags, and the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags, one by one, up the chimney. Then he slunk to the ice box. He took the Who's piece. He took the Who's pudding. He took the roast beef. He cleaned out that ice box as quick as a flash. Why, that even green. The Grinch took out their last can of Who hash. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. And now, grinned the Grinch, I stuff up the tree. And the Grinch grabbed the tree, and he started to shove. And he heard a small sound like a coo of dove. He turned around fast. He saw a small man, little Cindy Lou Who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter who got out of bed for a cup of tea. He stared at the Grinch and said, "Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?" But you know, that old Grinch was so smart and so slow. He thought up a lie, and he thought it up. "Why, my sweet little tot," the fake Santa Claus lied, "there's a light on this tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it up home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, then I'll bring it back here." And his food cooled the child, and he patted her hair, and he got her a drink, and sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. And the last thing he took was a log of their fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And the one speck of food that I left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's houses. It was 1/4 past dawn, all the Who's still in bed, all the Who's still snoozed when he packed up his life. Packed it with their presents, their ribbons, their wrappings, the tags and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it. "Pooh-pooh to the Who's," he said, graciously humming. "They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open for a moment or two. Then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry, 'Boo-hoo!'" "That's a noise," grinned the Grinch, "that I simply must hear." So he paused. The Grinch put his hand to his ear. And he did hear a sound rising out of the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, this sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry. Very. He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes, then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped his from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just then. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet, ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags. And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. And the Grinch saw something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And then what happened then? Well, who will they say that the Grinch's small heart moved 3 sizes that day? And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he was with the load through the bright morning light. He brought back the toys and the food for the feast. And he himself carved the roast beef. Now, children, remember, the Grinch learned that Christmas is more than just toys, candy. It's about, not quite, it's about the heart. It's about being with your family and feeling the Christmas spirit.